drink your coffee, right?
Yeah.
I want you to take me back to memory lane. You know how boxing has been part of your life and your son's life and career. How has boxing changed you and everyone in your family?
Well, it's been a journey, just like I was telling the other guy that, we started from Chicago. It all started from Chicago. That's where it all started. My brother and I, we started boxing. My brother, he took over. And then I became his follower. I followed him, but he always inspired me to keep the sport alive. And from that point, we brought my kids involved, which was Ryan and Sean. We got them into boxing. And ever since then, man, we've just been going up and up and up.
Now, to begin with, how did you guys even pick up the gloves? You guys used to watch legendary fighters on TV. Like, how did that even transpire?
Well, we were boxers ourselves, okay, but more importantly, we used to enjoy boxing so much that all those greats with Hector Macho Camacho, Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran. When we started talking, when we started watching them perform, we were amazing. We were like, man, these guys can really fight, So we just, like I said, they kept us alive in keeping the sport together.
Now, you said your brother got Bryan into boxing. When he thought of that idea, like, what went through your mind? You know what? This is it. This could be the life.
Well, it's something it's something that we had to, figure out if this was going to be a sport. But as soon as Ryan put his first gloves on, that's when we realized, what, he likes this. He really likes this because it was a one-on-one situation where he didn't have to worry about other people or rely on other people. It was just him and his opponent, and that's what he enjoyed doing.
Now, how was his first amateur fight when you was in his corner? Like,
actually,
how was that experience?
It was an amazing experience. Even though he lost, he actually lost his first two amateur fights. The second one, I thought he actually won, but we were in their town, and I guess they gave him the advantage, which is okay. It's fine, But it was a learning experience. But we were shocked because Ryan had worked out so many months prior to it that we thought he was ready, and he was. It's just that politics sometimes at an early age can play a role, so be careful.
Now, he's been doing pretty good recently. There has been, you can see the major improvements he has been doing and improving on with Canelo's team. How much growth do you see in him?
Well, I tell you, with Eddie Reynoso, Canelo team, it's just icing on the cake because Ryan's always been good and he's been flashy, But with the Canelo team joining their forces, it's just elevated him into something, spectacular. I mean, he's shocking the world, and that's what that's the message that Bryan wants to send to people.
Now, how often is the training? You guys train like 5 times a week, 4 times a week?
We basically train 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. We're always off on Sundays, and we respect Sunday, God. That you have to, give thanks to, always, and Ryan knows that very much. So Monday through Saturdays, we really work out.
Now, you guys are from Mexico.
Well, yeah. My parents are from Mexico. I'm originally from Chicago, but my parents are from Managua, Nuevo León, and that's where they're from. And I'm glad that we have that behind us, because a lot of people say, "Oh, you're not Mexican." How can you say you're not Mexican? Just like Ryan said, he might not speak, Spanish, but he's got the Mexican blood in him, and that's true. You're Mexican, period. Period.
No, knowing that and inheriting that will, does that give extra motivation to go down as perhaps one of the best Mexican fighters of all time?
Well, I mean, for some people you could say no, others you could say yes, because a heritage is a heritage. It's a Mexican. I mean, you're Mexican descent. I mean, we're not gonna go in the ring with a Poland flag, or Irish, England. We're not gonna a British flag. We're not gonna go into the ring like that. We're gonna bring in the Mexican flag or the Mexican American flag. I mean, that's who we are. So part of our heritage is Mexican, Spanish. So
yeah.
what's wrong with that?
Yeah, that's the goal to go down as the one of the
If
best
that's
with Julio
what
Cesar
if that's what
Chavez.
people will identify us, yes, because we are Mexicans.
Now Bryan has a tremendous record, coming off with knockout victories. There's a lot of talks about him Linares being made. How close is that to being made?
Well, negotiations are still underway. It's not 100% yet. But anything's possible. But there's other boxers out there that we have an interest in. And if it isn't Linares, it could be Luke Campbell, it could be Lee Shelby, it could be other boxers out there. But until we actually know who we're fighting and what day we're hoping to fight in May, then we'll just have it then.
Headlining as main event or perhaps co-main event with
Well,
Canelo card on the Canelo card.
yeah. Either way, if it's Canelo, of course we're co-mating. If it isn't, then we're going to try to headline the event.
Now, how soon should we expect Ryan to go in and fight for a championship belt? How soon do you expect that? Anticipate that?
Well, I mean, given the opportunity, we're looking hopefully at the end of the year, towards the end of the year. I mean, it could be at any moment, but right now that's what we're looking at, and it just makes sense because for that, once that time comes around, he'll be 22 years old, and I feel that he'll have his full man strength, at the time, which I've always worried about. I figure, hey, get a title shot when you're 22 or 23, just in case. I just want to make sure you're complete, physically complete. As a man, you get your man strength and your knowledge. I mean, knowledge he already has is speed and power, but you gotta have that man strength because some of those guys are like 26 already. So,
Now, when you hear the critics, say, "Oh, he does, he could get beaten by this fighter, such and such and such," what goes through your mind? Does it irritate you, and how do you deal with it?
Well, anybody can get beat. Anybody can get beat. Okay, look what happened to Wilder this past fight with Fury. Okay, so when people say, "Well, he could get beaten by this guy, can get beaten by this guy will knock him out," yeah. Well, guess what? Other people have got knocked out. You have Roberto Duran got knocked out. You got Sugar Ray Leonard that got knocked down. You got Roy Jones Jr. that got knocked down. So anybody can get knocked out or just wobbled, but I mean, or beat. So when people say that, it doesn't faze me at all because it could be true. But right now, my son is very confident. He's got the speed and power, but more importantly, he's got a high IQ. He's going to be very hard to beat.
Now he stopped Tank's opponent in the early round when it took Tank about mid rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Now that says a lot about him. That when they match up against each other, how would you say that fight will turn out?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, if he went 7 or 8 rounds with Fonseca, that was. I don't know how that happened because what my son did to Fonseca was amazing, and he did it in remarkable fashion, and he did it in the first round. As far as fighting Tank, all I could say is that I hope you saw what Ryan did and take notice of it because he makes fights look easy. And I'm not saying that he's going to be easy because Tank's a good fighter. No doubt, he's a good fighter. But you know what? My son is good too. And my son's got high IQ and he's fast and he's power and he's 5'11", he's tall. So keep that in mind.
Now, there's a couple fights coming up soon this year. You got Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko. You being the expert, how do you see that fight turning out?
Well, Teofimo's got an awesome punch, just like Gervonta Davis, just like my son, Ryan Garcia. And what I see is that, I think you're gonna have to have more than that to handle an elite fighter like Lomachenko. Lomachenko, he not only has that as well, he's got experience, he's got good footwork, and it's not gonna be easy. So the only thing that I could say to Teofimo is just understand that. The guy's coming with some tremendous experience, and sometimes when you jump in too quickly, the results might not be good.
Now there's also the fight with Luis Santa Cruz and Tank Davis. What's your prediction for that fight? How do you see that fight going down?
Well,
Round by round.
Yeah, I would have said about last month. I would have said Gervonta Davis, but after he fought Gamboa, with an injured foot, that set his status a little back because, and I don't care what anybody says, that's the truth. If you can't knock out a guy that has an injured ankle, something's wrong there. You took too long, okay? And Santa Cruz is a boxer without an injured leg. So I'm sorry, but I have to go 50-50 on that one.
He used to be a matchmaker. He used to make a fight for May. Who would you rather have Ryan fight?
Well, it makes more sense to continue fighting guys that are at their prime because we don't want any excuses. Because if we beat Linares, all they're going to say, well, you beat the guy that's washed up, okay? The guy that was already, even though he had a good knockout and all that, but his age plays a big role, okay? And with these critics nowadays, all they're going to say is, oh, well, you beat him, he was already on his way out, because you are who you are on your last fight. Always remember that. Even though he's good and this and that, but if you get beaten, that's what they're going to target. They're not going to go back to, oh, well, he knocked out who did he fight? Carlos Morales. You're not going to say, oh, well, he did knock him out. No, they're going to talk about what happened that night. So if Ryan beats him and knocks him out, they're going to say, oh, well, he beat up a washed-up fighter. So we want to continue fighting guys that are at their prime. So there's no excuse that he was too old, he was too young. Hey, my son's 21 years old and he's willing to fight 21, 22, 22, 3, 24, 25, 26. But when you're past your 32, 33, 34, we're not too crazy about that.
No, you know your son very well. How much in weight do you see him going up in the future? Like how many weight divisions do you see him fighting? 4 weight classes?
4 weight classes, yeah. We're going to hopefully end up at 54, I think that's good enough. Even though he can go up to middleweight, it all depends on his career, but I don't want to see that. I think he will do just fine at 154 and end it right there.
154?
Yeah, he shouldn't even go higher.
Being champion in 4 divisions?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I see. My son could think otherwise. I don't know, but this is what I'm seeing. That to me, that's as far as he should go. And I think he would be comfortable and dangerous at that weight.
Now move over to Canelo. They both train in the same training camp. They have very good chemistry, but when you see them training alongside, what do you see from them that works very well together?
Well, you got the professor teaching the student. That's what I see. Canelo's a bad man. He's awesome. He knows how to fight. He's been giving my son knowledge. I mean, look at my Instagram posts. I post these things so that people can learn. Go to Pro Coach Henry on my Instagram, and you'll see some footage of the things that Canelo has taught my son, or the things that my son has learned since we've joined the Canelo team. And those are valuable videos. So. I mean, if you don't want to learn from that, I don't know what else to tell you. But, I try to give people a good insight on our work ethics, so that you can know, hey, he's not just what you call Instagram boxer. He's actually a contender. That's something you better be careful with.
Now, a lot of people are wanting to see Canelo face Triple G for a 3rd time. Would you have interest in that fight? And if not, how do you see that fight going out in the trilogy?
Well, I see that there is interest in that, actually. Yeah, there is. Yeah, I've heard it. inside our chest that there is interest. So that might be in the near future. And Canelo is just going to destroy him this time. I mean, he doesn't want to leave any doubt. Any doubt. So that fight is likely to happen.
And if that fight was to be made, how do you see that going out?
Well, Canelo will end up knocking him out this time, guaranteed. Yeah.
Mid rounds, late rounds?
Mid-round, could be mid-round, could be the 8th, 9th, I see that happening because Canelo has turned into some beast mode.
Why is it that he gets so much hate from even his own people? What do you think?
Well, here's the thing, and it's sad to say. It's sad to say, and I don't even want to. I don't want to offend people because I'm Mexican myself, but I mean, it's like, why do Mexicans sometimes criticize their own race? Why? You should give them more support, but it's like, you don't have to be jealous, you don't have to hate because there's another Mexican that's making it. No, man, you don't have to hate that because you could do the same thing for your own kid. You could have them reach high limits. You could have them go to college. You could have them go become a doctor or a lawyer. You have every opportunity just like we do. Only we picked this sport. This sport we picked. And you know what? I've always told my kids, I've always told people in general, that if you're going to do something, don't just be good at it. Become a master at it so you won't get criticized. And that's the key. I've always told people that if you're going to get in something, don't just be good at it, become a master at it so that all your people that criticize you or that hate you can just someday say, damn, I don't even know why I'm against this guy. This guy's really proving me wrong time and time again.
No, I do appreciate your time.
All right,
it was good talking to you. Thank you. Now, a shout out to your fans. Where can they follow you and support you?
Follow me at Pro Coach Henry and follow Bryan at King Ryan G.
Thank you.
Right,
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking the icon right here and also hit the bell button so that you can get alerts every time we upload a new video.